You have to have a heart to help a heart. Learn what you can do locally to fight heart disease and stroke. Coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Smith University Center at Francis Marion University. We're focused on this Saturday's PD American Heart Walk, kicking off in a little less than 50 hours. And we're visiting with Darryl Bridges, the Assistant Vice President for Student Development here at the university. Good morning, Darryl.
Good morning, Greg. Good to be here.
Thanks so much for coming in.
Well, it wasn't too far of a walk. My office is in this building, so we're excited to be here and to host your program this morning.
Absolutely. All week long, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we've had so many amazing guests in, all focused on this same huge event that'll be out here right at 48 hours.
I'll be here before we know it, and we're very excited here at Francis Marion University to host the American Heart Walk this year.
You all have hosted the Heart Walk for a couple years.
We certainly have. When the association asked us if we'd be interested in doing that, our campus embraced this activity wholeheartedly and are very excited that they've continued that tradition here on our campus.
Yes. Darryl, share with the viewers, where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Paducah, Kentucky, and I moved here in 1997 to join the staff at Francis Marion University.
Do you have any family with you here in the area?
Actually, I do. I've got a beautiful wife and a wonderful 2.5-year-old daughter that we're very excited about.
What's it like being a father, Darryl?
It's amazing. I've worked with college students now for almost 13 years, so I feel like I've raised thousands of college students, but it's my first intimate contact with an infant, and that's been just an exciting thing, and as you know, just the most wonderful blessing in the world.
It is. That it is. When did you move to Florence, Darryl, and what prompted the relocation?
We moved here almost 7 years ago, and really it was a job at Francis Marion that attracted me to Florence. I worked at another university in Kentucky, and we had the opportunity to come here for an exciting position that has changed a couple of times. I've had a couple of different positions since I've been here. But really, Francis Marion University, then once we came here, we fell in love with the PD region of South Carolina. And although I lived in Kentucky for many years, South Carolina is now my home, and I'm proud to be here in Florence.
Yes, very definitely. What was it exactly about Francis Marion University that really attracted you?
You know, the size of the campus, the natural beauty of the campus. If any of the listeners haven't been on our campus, really encourage you to come out at any time and check it out. It's just the natural beauty of the campus, the family atmosphere. You know, Francis Marion University isn't just a group of people that work together. We are a family, if you will. The 400 faculty and staff members are close with one another, and they're very welcoming to our student body. The other thing that really attracted me to Francis Marion is the fact that we serve mainly students from the PD. While we have students from dozens of states and dozens of different countries, our primary focus is on our students here at home. And many of our students, if it weren't for Francis Marion, may not have the opportunity to attend a college or university. So being a first-generation college student myself, it's very important to me to serve that population, and we're excited to do that.
Darryl, as an administrator in the Division of Student Affairs, what areas of student activity fall within your responsibility?
Gosh, I do so many different things with students, and I like to think that's what keeps me young, or at least young at heart. But general student activities in terms of we have a lot of social events for our students, and many people think that's all that my job entails, but it's so much more than that. We have over 60 student organizations here on campus, everything from sororities and fraternities to academic clubs to even religious organizations, service organizations, special interest groups, so many different things. Supervise the Smith University Center in our campus recreation program. Our students are very active, and we have over 22 intramural sports and recreation activities per year that our students are involved in. Student housing. Very exciting things happening in student housing. And then one of the things that I deal with that a lot of people kind of cringe at is the student discipline. But we take a proactive approach at that, and we try to make that educational and help our students learn from their overall experience at Francis Marion, not only in the classroom, but outside of the classroom. And we feel that's just as important.
That's a great commitment, and as a state-supported school, that's even a bigger deal to obviously try to follow the guidelines provided by the state, but at the same time know that the community, a lot of decisions need to be made here.
Absolutely, and we're a very, I feel Francis Marion is an important part of the community, and that we gain so much from the PD region, so much from the Florence region, so much from the entire region, including North Carolina, the beach, so many different folks that come here.
Yeah.
We feel that we gain so much from those areas, and we're just proud to give a little bit back to those areas and hopefully add to this culture.
We got a couple of minutes, Darryl. FMU has earned a distinction as being one of the most diverse student bodies in the Southeast. How does this impact the activities that you oversee?
Greg, the diversity of our student body just makes it so much more exciting at Francis Marion than you might find at another school that doesn't have our diversity. Our student population reflects the population of the state of South Carolina, and we're very proud of that. Mm-hmm. I think we're probably the only school in the state that can say that. And along with that diversity comes a plethora of different activities that our students are involved in, and it just enriches our culture here. And our students, I think, it helps them feel right at home. They're in an environment that they're used to, and it really does help them feel right at home and help that transition to college, which is so important.
Absolutely. And Darryl, what benefits do you think the university gains from their participation and support of this Saturday's PD American Heart Walk?
Well, the university gains so many things from the Heart Walk, and our students in particular. It helps them to gain that sense of community involvement and giving back to a wonderful community that's given so much to us. It helps them become aware of issues. Many times college students can become so focused on what they're involved in terms of their studies and their activities and organizations. Sometimes they can lose sight of those things outside of the university. And this is just one of many opportunities that we try to be involved in that allows them to view the bigger picture and prepare them for later in life.
And speaking of prepare, there are a heck of a lot of preparations going on to get ready for an event that kicks off in 2 days.
Yes, it's been a busy week here on campus, an exciting week. We do so many things. And actually, I'm so proud of our campus facilities management folks, the grounds folks. They do such a great job. Our campus is beautiful. It'll be extra beautiful this Saturday for the American Heart Walk. Early in the morning. People need to come out, see the beautiful campus, experience what we have to offer. We've been very busy with that, but we're sure that we're putting our best foot forward for the thousands of walkers we expect.
Absolutely, Darryl, and that is rain or shine.
Rain or shine.
You can't guarantee anything on the weather, but you guarantee a great time if you're out here.
Absolutely. We will have a good time with that, and we think everyone that comes out will. So come on down, have a good time, enjoy the Heart Walk.
Absolutely. Lastly, Darryl, is there any one facet of your job that you enjoy the most?
It would have to be, the thing that I enjoy the most would have to be the interaction with the students in a one-on-one basis. There's not a day that goes by when our students are on campus that I don't have a student that drops by my office asking for something, needing advice, or just wanting to chat. For me, that makes it worthwhile, and I really enjoy having what little positive impact I can personally have on an individual. I enjoy that, and it's very fulfilling.
You heard him say it, that impact on an individual, making that impact on a daily basis. You hear those initials, FMU. Darryl talked about family and a real focus on family, and the Francis Marion University family is a special place. Get out here, 48 plus hours from now, Francis Marion University for the PD American Heart Walk. Darryl, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. And stay tuned to Andy Evans coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome back to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Smith University Center at Francis Marion. We're focused on a walk day after tomorrow, the PD American Heart Walk, and we're visiting with Andy Evans, the Director of Claims Processing for the Palmetto Government Benefits Administrators, the TRICARE Division. Good morning, Andy.
Good morning, Greg. Pleasure to be here.
Thanks so much for getting back with us this year. It was so exciting having you last year when we were at Carolina's hospital system. That was such a big event. I know
Sure
you all
was.
went over and above your goal and just blew it out of the water. What an exciting day.
Yeah, we were very proud of that.
You had to have been. And you all are expecting a great turnout on Saturday.
We hope so. Walker turnout has been one of our concerns over the past couple of years, and we're doing some things within our operations to try and improve that.
Great.
But we're looking for a great turnout this Saturday.
Andy, are you originally from the area?
Yes, I am. Greg, I've lived in Florence my entire life. Went to school here. My mother was a teacher in the public school system for over 30 years.
Is that right?
Yes.
Is your family still here in the area?
Yes, they are. They're retired now, but they're still active in the community and work with a lot of the charitable causes, such as the American Heart Association.
Great. Andy, when did you first join the Blue Cross Blue Shield organization, and what was your first position?
I actually started with Palmetto Government Benefits Administrators back in October of 1995. Back in 1985. That was the first day operations opens in Florence, and I started as a supervisor.
Wow. Their first day open, and you started as a supervisor.
First
That's
day open,
crackerjack.
started as supervisor. I was fortunate.
How amazing. How exciting. And when did you become a director?
Actually, I progressed through the ranks with the company and became a director in May of 1998 and worked in what we refer to as Region 2-5.
Okay. How many offices are in our area, and what regions do they service?
We actually have 4 buildings located here in Florence, South Carolina, and we service 3 contract areas. Region 1, which is known as the Northeast, Region 2-5, which is known as the Mid-Atlantic states, and Region 3-4, which is typically known as the Southern states.
Okay, when we talk about the Palmetto Government Benefits Administrators, what exactly is that?
Palmetto Government Benefits Administrators is simply a subsidiary of Blue Cross Blue Shield who administers TRICARE contracts.
Okay.
Government business.
Government business. That's
Correct.
simply what it is. Government business. Okay. And how long has PGBA TRICARE been involved in supporting the efforts of the American Heart Association?
PGBA has been involved with the American Heart Association for approximately 10 years. There are several other charitable organizations that we support, but the American Heart Association is one of the more prominent ones.
Great. Andy, share with the viewers a little bit about some of the corporate sponsored activities that have been held within the company to raise funds for this Saturday's walk.
Sure, Greg. Some individuals refer those to wraparounds, and what we've been doing to raise money is we've had candy sales each day throughout the week. We allow our associates to wear jeans on Thursdays or dress down for a $1 contribution to the American Heart Association.
Great.
We've had chicken bog luncheon sales. We've had vendor sales set up in various buildings. So we've done a number of things, some things in the past because they've been proven performers, and then, of course, some new things to see what else possibly would work positively for us.
Absolutely. Well, you think about, I think Jenny earlier this week talked about CEO car washes. You think Bill Meyer may drop around and get out there, or bake sales, or, of course, Dunkin' booths?
I'm sure he would for the cause. However, it's just been a very busy time for us for the past several months.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Bill's always willing to support the cause, whatever he has to do.
I know he is. He's been great for the Boy Scouts as well. We had him in not too long ago as a guest when we were focused on the PD Area Council Boy Scouts Distinguished Citizens Award dinner, and I learned a lot about the area Blue Cross Blue Shield commitment. That your big team has been one of the top fundraising teams, if not the top run fundraising team for the past 2 years. What's contributed to that success, Andy?
I think raising the level of awareness concerning heart attack and strokes of people, typically in the South, and the willingness of our associates to support the cause to help minimize or reduce heart attack and stroke in our area.
Mm-hmm. Has your team set a fundraising goal this year?
Yes, they have, Greg. They've set a goal this year of $40,000, which was our same goal last year. However, last year, as you know, we exceeded that goal, I think, with approximately $42,000. So we're hoping to have a successful fundraiser this year as well.
Yes, absolutely. Have you, Andy, had personal experiences with heart disease or stroke?
Yes, I have on several different levels. My father had heart disease, and he struggled with it during his latter years in life. And recently I've had personal experiences with some of my peers within our operations here in Florence who have had unexpected heart attacks. So it's a huge concern of mine from a personal level as well as a work experience,
Yes.
from a work experience.
Yes. Andy, when you think about just groups other than y'all in the community supporting the efforts of the American Heart Association. Why do you think it's important?
Well, statistics show that heart attack and strokes are the #1 killer in South Carolina, if not the entire United States. So with that being a very definite statistic, I think it's important that people understand that there are preventive measures that you can take to reduce the risk, and making people informed or aware of those steps could help reduce the risk of heart attack and stroke in our area.
And Andy, how do you think PGBA and its employees or its associates benefit from their participation in this Saturday's Heart Walk?
Well, by participating, it definitely raises their level of awareness. Number two, it shows that they have a lot of team spirit and willing to support a very worthwhile cause in our community. And it also shows their community interest in what goes on in the community as well.
Lastly, Andy, what do you like best about what you're doing?
I think I like best about what I'm doing is the fact that it helps so many people. As I mentioned before, heart attack and stroke affect so many people here in South Carolina. And whenever you have the opportunity to help those who are less fortunate than you, then you truly do have something to offer and give to those people in your community.
You heard him say it, helping people. It's been apparent all week. So many folks, so many companies, hospitals, other folks that are associated with this Saturday's event, fighting heart disease and stroke, whether it's affected you directly, it's affected you indirectly. It's had a major impact on your life. And Andy Evans is here talking just about that. Andy, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Again, it's a pleasure to be here, Greg.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to Angela Allen coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome back to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Smith University Center at Francis Marion University. We're focused on the PD American Heart Walk, which kicks off here on Saturday. And we're visiting with Angela Allen, the claims manager for Palmetto Government Benefits Administrators, the TRICARE division of Blue Cross Blue Shield. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for being with us this morning, coming in with Andy. You all have done so much to make this community stronger.
My pleasure.
Truly a treat. Thank you very much. Angela, are you from the area?
Yes, I'm from Darlington. I've lived there all my life.
Okay. When did you join PGBA, and what was your first job?
I began working at PGBA in 1995 as a microfilm operator, which is one of the entry-level positions that we don't even have in Florence anymore.
Really?
Really.
What happened? Where'd it go?
It's been phased out of our Florence office and moved to Camden, and we don't use microfilm anymore. It's been changed to imaging, so everything's gotten a little bit more high-tech. Yes,
very definitely. That has happened all over, I guess. And y'all are one of the big, obviously y'all have a gigantic team this year, and the goal, I think, Andy said, is $40,000.
$40,000.
What are some of the things that y'all have done to organize yourself?
Well, we do numerous fundraisers throughout the year continuously, and we concentrate on doing several different things, such as candy cart operations. And what that is we take carts of candy and fruit and have them pushed throughout our buildings for different prices and try to get people to buy off of that instead of buying out the vending machines, and then we take all the profits and give to whatever fundraiser we're working on.
Yeah.
We do Jeans Day fundraisers, and that's where we allow 1 day a week where associates can come to work wearing denim, which is something that's not part of our dress code, and tennis shoes for $1. And when we're down to the wire like we are now, we'll allow extra Jeans Days. Right. We also have dinners. We've had barbecue dinners and chicken bog dinners, hot dog dinners, bake sales. We have vendors come in. Just anything you want, you can come to Blue Cross and get it during a fundraiser.
Fantastic. That is wonderful. Now, is this y'all's first year? Y'all had a big year last year, far exceeded your goal. How many years have y'all, as Blue Cross Blue Shield, been involved?
I believe we've been doing it for 10 years, 10 or either 12 years.
Wow, that is wonderful. Now, you're a team leader now. What exactly does that mean?
Well, team leader is something that the American Heart Association sets up. They have a pyramid, and they have community leaders, and then they have recruitment leaders and team leaders and stuff. We do ours a little bit different at Blue Cross in that we're such a big organization, and because we do continuous fundraisers, I was selected to be a team leader, and what I do is I just make sure that everything's going smoothly in the building that I work in. I make sure that everyone knows what's going on that week, where they can purchase their Heart Walk shirts, where they can get their walker packets, where they can buy their hearts, what kind of incentives they'll receive if they raise any money, and I just make sure the message is out there.
Great, and y'all have had a ton of different events. I think we heard earlier this week Jenny Reed was in talking about CEO car washes and bake sales. I know Andy talked about so many of those, and you just highlighted those. Have any stuck out in your mind as being real leaders in helping to raise money?
Our biggest leader is our candy cart.
The candy cart.
It makes the most money. Our corporation puts up the money to furnish the candy for the cart, and then all the profits that are made are given to the American Heart Association. So that makes the most money.
Wow, that is fantastic.
We have a lot of people with sweet tooth.
Yes, very definitely. What are some of the ways in which the company helps to sponsor fundraising efforts? Obviously, that's a clear one, where they're actually paying for the candy that y'all are then selling. What are some other ways?
Well, every year when we get ready to do our fundraisers, we go to our to the corporate office and we ask them for corporate donations, and then we ask them. We'll come up with a list of fundraising ideas that we have, and we'll say, we need X number of dollars to do this for the Heart Association. Would y'all provide it? And usually they'll give us a yes or no answer, or they'll tell us how that we can come up with the funds to then give them a profit. Not the company a profit, but give the proceeds to the campaign that we're working on.
Right. Now, Angela, are the teams competing with each other?
We do. We have a team competition, and we have 5 buildings, and we have approximately 15 to 20 teams in each building, and each team is concentrating on selling hearts.
Right.
The team that sells the most hearts is going to receive a pizza party. And then we break it down even more. The individual that sells the most is going to receive a prize and so forth.
Great. So PGBA has helped offer some incentives.
Mm-hmm.
That is wonderful. Angela, have you or someone close to you been directly affected by heart disease or strokes?
Yes, in our pre-interview I was telling you about my 2 stepchildren. Their mother was 30 years old last year and passed away from heart disease. She had a massive heart attack on the way to work. And so that's been the greatest impact on me, and made me want to step out and just make everybody aware that if we had more research, people that have the conditions that she had might be easier detected and caught later in life instead of when they're so young.
Right.
So it's been very traumatic, and especially on the part of my 2 children. So this is even a fundraiser that they're close with.
I'm sure.
Both of them went to school and got their teachers to buy hearts from them. And they tell all their friends how they're going to come walk at Francis Marion.
Right.
And they're walking in their mother's memory.
In memory of their mother. Wow. Well, that is special. That has a dramatic impact for you and obviously your children and the commitment to be out here. Now, this isn't the first walk that you've participated in.
Well, it's not the first one that I've actually participated in giving funds to, but it is the first one that I've actually walked in. I was on the committee last year, but medical reasons kept me from walking, so this will be actually the first time that I'm able to walk.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Why do you think it's important that our community get out to Francis Marion on Saturday to support the American Heart Association?
Well, we do so many fundraisers in this community. I know, at least from where I work at, people are so compassionate, and if you have a good enough cause, they'll give you money for it. But when you ask for funds, you have to do something in return for it. And if you come out and you walk, then you're proving to the people that you asked for donations from that you're keeping up your end of the bargain. Because after all, that's what the money is for. You're asking someone to sponsor you because you're going to walk for the American Heart Association. So this just shows that you're keeping up your end of the bargain.
And keeping up your end of the bargain is exactly what folks will be doing out here on Saturday. We're almost 48 hours away. Registration 8:30 to 9:45. The walk's at 10. Whether you're affected directly like Angela, and surely the impact that it's had on her children and from their birth mother, that commitment to get out here and fight heart disease and stroke because of direct or indirect is exactly what Angela Allen and so many others within the Blue Cross Blue Shield family are doing. Thank you, Angela, for being in with us this morning.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People coming up next. We want to thank Darryl Bridges of Francis Marion University, Andy Evans and Angela Allen from the Palmetto Government Benefits Administrators for making today's Carolina People so special and this Saturday's American Heart Walk one to be proud of.